Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by MMA Veteran Razak Al-Hassan. Razak, how are you?
Hey, doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Razak, you got a fight coming up at AFC 14 on November 23rd. How's training been going for the fight?
Hey, it's been a great camp. Weight's good. And I had a lot of good guys coming in and help me and everything. I'm peaking at the right time, so I'm looking forward to getting up there and scrapping.
You're going to be fighting Victor Valmanaki. How much do you know about him?
I know, like myself, he's also a UFC vet as well. He's been around the game for a long time, real experienced guy and everything, real tough, real durable and everything. So I think stylistically it'll be a good fight. I think it'll be a real crowd pleaser, and I'm definitely looking forward to fighting again. It's been over a year for me at this point because I've been in cage, and so I'm definitely itching to get back in there and make some noise.
You're going to be fighting in his hometown. Are you looking forward to kind of being the villain in this fight?
Yeah, I do. I relish that role. I do. As a fighter, to me, I feed off that. I get so much pressure. It gets a lot of pressure off me when I go in there knowing that people are wanting me to lose, expecting me to lose, and I love going in there fighting spoiler. So yeah, I'm pumped for it.
Do you get nervous before you fight?
Just like every fighter, it's a roller coaster of emotions. Sometimes you feel super confident. Other times you're like, why am I doing this? Other times, so it really is a roller coaster of emotions. But for the most part, I feel real good about it. By the time I get to the cage, I'm thinking to myself, I've done all the preparation I can. I've worked as hard as I can and everything. So I'm the best I can and everything. So that really helps to kind of keep some of the more negative emotions at bay during training.
Are there going to be less nerves in this fight and more excitement for this fight just because you're coming off a long layoff?
Yeah, I'm more excited for this fight, to be honest, and nervous and everything. To be honest, I was kind of getting burnt out, by my last fight last year and everything. The fight game just was losing its appeal to me, and I really need to just kind of recharge the batteries and kind of figure out what I wanted to do with my fighting career. So this layoff has been a blessing to me just to really realize what I want, where I want to go and explore it and everything. So yeah, I'm definitely excited. When this fight was proposed to me, I think I'll go over it. I was completely excited about it, and definitely more excited about it than anything else.
Are there any worries of ring rust going into this one?
No, not really. I had a long layoff before my career. This is my first rodeo or anything like that. So I think the way you combat ring rust is there's good training to everything, going in there and getting around and that you need to before the fight and doing everything that you need to do to prepare yourself. So I feel like to me when I get back in there, it'll be like coming home.
You haven't fought since August of 2011. What has prevented you from competing?
I sustained an injury in my last fight and everything. I had a dislocation in my fingers, and I think I have an issue with dislocating limbs for some reason in my fights. So I took some time off to heal up and everything, and around that time and everything, at that point, I was kind of just a little burnt out on fighting and everything, and training, the grind, playing day in, day out, 2-3 days training and everything, and so not only did I physically need that rest time, but more mentally I need that time just to kind of just rest and get other things in order and everything, kind of figure out where I want to go in the fight game. So now that I've had that time and everything to reevaluate things and know what I want, I'm definitely really looking forward to this fight opportunity that I've got with the AFC.
With this long layoff, not fighting since August of last year, how have you been able to support yourself? Because if you're not fighting, you're not getting paid. And that's where I was kind of talking about, is where I'm looking at other things and everything. I've started my own personal training business in the Milwaukee area and everything, so I've recruited people to work with, and that's where I've been supplementing my income. I've also been teaching martial art classes at a couple of different gyms as well, so through my training and my classes I teach, it's enough to, for now at least, to keep things going, and I definitely have more ambitions for what I want to do and where I want to things to go with my business and everything, and with Victor is great because it's giving more exposure, get my name out there more, and help me to get things going in the direction I want with that. Is this a multiple fight deal with the AFC?
No, this is a one and done. So,
okay.
And honestly, I kind of prefer to kind of be like that free agent, kind of that rolling, kind of going from promotion to promotion, Not that I'd be opposed to a multi-fight deal with them, but I I really like the option to know that, let's just say, if the UFC comes knocking one day and everything, I won't be contractually obligated to fulfill fights within that promotion and everything. So I kind of like that freedom, just knowing that, hey, go in there, do my job, and we can discuss future bouts later.
You mentioned the injury that you suffered against Houston Alexander. Up until the point before you got the injury, how were you feeling about that fight going?
I think that fight, I definitely gave Houston a lot of respect, so I didn't go after him the way I got after him. But the way I was scoring it in my head is that, first round I'll give it to him and everything. Second round, I felt that was my round. I felt that I pressed the action level more in that round, and I hit more significant shots. So I would say going to that third round before the bout was stopped because of the injury, I say we were tied up around and everything. So but physically I felt pretty good. My cardio felt pretty good and everything. I wasn't hurt or anything like that. So it was an interesting third round.
Your fight against Dwayne Lewis, personally, I had scored the fight for you, but the judges gave it to him on a split decision.
Yeah.
But, that was a really good fight. Did you feel that you did enough to win that one?
Yeah, definitely. That definitely left a bad taste in my mouth for the judges in Edmonton. So definitely with this fight, I'm definitely looking forward to getting up there and kind of redeeming myself and everything and getting the win I should have got the first time. But yeah, I definitely felt like I had a smart game plan going to the fight. Dwayne's a really heavy-handed person. He's put down a lot of guys and everything, and I think my strategy worked really well. I was effective with it and everything, and a lot of people, announcers, even the way I discussed afterwards, where he thought that I won the fight too. So I really don't know what the judges were thinking, but bad judging, that's something that's running rampant in the sport. So what can you do?
Every fight is very important, but with the two losses that you have right now, yes, they were very good competitive fights. You came up short in both of them, but they were still, nothing to be, sad about. They were still really good fights. But you know how MMA fans are these days when they see two losses, regardless of how it came. If they see an L, they automatically think bad. Do you feel that this fight is a must-win?
I definitely do. I'm definitely putting that type of pressure on myself and everything. I wouldn't pick this fight right now if I didn't feel that I was in a position to win this fight and everything, or any fight for that matter. But definitely, I would take a fight like this after such a long layoff if I didn't think I was in a good position to come out on top and everything. So I definitely have aspirations, of one day getting back into UFC and everything. So I would like to start my rebuilding process with this upcoming fight here in Canada and everything. So it's definitely an important win. I definitely need it and everything to get myself back on the right track with my career.
I saw an article on MMA Junkie before the Houston Alexander fight, and it had you quoted in there talking about the pressures of being a guy who was released from the UFC, being that guy who didn't want to be the guy remembered as the guy who washed out of the UFC. Do you still feel that way?
To a degree and everything. Just because, when I was in the UFC, I was young in my career and everything. I didn't have a lot of experience and everything. I wasn't training with the caliber of partners I have now and everything. And so I definitely was nowhere near the fighter I am today and everything. So, that wasn't my best. I didn't want people to think that was my best. I know that I'm still young, I'm still in my prime and everything, where I know that, if I could get an opportunity again to make a UFC run, I do a lot better than I did the first time, and I let you start. Why not be a champion one day? Why can't I be that guy? John Jones and everything one day. You never know what could happen in this sport and everything, and that's what I'm looking for. That's where my eyes at right now. So I definitely don't want to be that guy that's remembered that getting that nasty armbar, not happening. It's nice that people remember me to an extent, because they remember for something and nothing at all. But I definitely want to have new career highlights and to be remembered for something else other than that.
Also in that article, you talked a little bit about your mindset. Just one question about that Steve Cantwell fight. Was that you were just being, a young guy in the sport? If he gets me in a submission, I'm not going to tap? Or, what exactly was going on in that armbar?
The thing with that is that I knew he was going for the armbar. I've seen that, that's been done to me so many times in practice and everything. And so my plan was, he went for the armbar and everything. So when he sets himself down for it and everything, I will be on top of it and everything. That's what I was thinking. But Steve, he's a good fighter and everything. He locked up really, really tight on me before I had a chance to really roll over and reverse that and everything. So at that point, I'm like, man, I gotta get out. Tapping wasn't even an option. I wasn't even thinking about tapping and everything. because I was just so focused on, all right, I gotta get out, I gotta figure some way out of it. So by the time, I'm here trying to figure out a way out of it, the referee had stopped the fight, and I didn't even realize that my elbow had dislocated at that point and everything. Well, back again, I wouldn't change anything because that's who I am. I want to go in there and just, try to find a way out. And, there was so many times in fights where guys have tired out and they make that last minute, save, come back and everything. So, I believe it's not over until it's over, and that's kind of the mentality I had in that fight with Campbell, my debut in the UFC.
You had one fight for the MFC, that was the Dwayne Lewis fight. What happened with them? Because it felt like that was a good fit for you. Yes, you came up short in that fight, but at the time, other good light heavyweights out there, they had Ryan Jimmo, they had Sokaju, they had Emmanuel Newton, they had a bunch of good guys that would have been good matchups for you. Why didn't they decide to bring you back?
That was never clear. We just never came to terms on another fight after that and everything. So I think no one. I'm not pointing a finger at anyone in particular. We just, we never were able to negotiate another bout again, and that ended it with them.
Mm-hmm. I have a couple questions about your team, Rufus Sport. Who specifically are the guys you were working with?
Well, actually, I'm not with Rufus Sport anymore.
Oh.
I'm actually with Rich Schaefer MMA. I've actually been with them for the last couple of years now, actually. So, Rich Schaefer, UFC guy, he opens up his own spot and everything, so that's where my primary training camp is now.
Why did you decide to make the move over there?
I just really like the atmosphere of Reds and the guy that he was bringing in and everything. It was just real good at that time and everything, and it just worked really well. I just helped with my ground game, just other good bosses there. I was able to get a lot of individual attention I needed towards my own, skill set. So it was a real good fit. It's a really, really good fit.
Mm-hmm. There's that old saying, "Don't call it a comeback," but do you feel that this fight is your comeback?
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't, even though it's a long way off, I wouldn't call it my comeback. I mean, I guess to me, when I think of comeback, I think if I hadn't stopped for 3 years or something like that. So, but because I've had a long way for this my career before, I don't really consider it a comeback. Just, coming home and getting back to business again.
Mm-hmm. Is something that's important to you in 2013 is being more active? Is that something that you're going to actively pursue?
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely, I definitely want to start off my streak now with this fight coming next week. And then, 2013, I definitely want to get myself on a nice win streak to put myself back in the UFC, their light again. So I'm hoping, that I can be more active, get more fast. Myself on a nice little win streak here, 3-4 fight win streak, and then, we'll see what happens from there, I mean, guys are getting called back to UFC all the time, and I think I definitely have my time now.
I'm sure you've played this fight in your head 1,000 times. How do you see the fight ending?
No, that's a good question. I mean, I really, I see the fight ending multiple ways, because the thing is, every time I have a vision of fight ending in my head, it's never happens the way in actuality and everything. So, I've had to prepare myself for everything, for even the worst case scenario and everything. But I'm hoping it will just be a good, exciting fight. I don't really see it being a long fight. I don't see it going like 3 rounds or anything like that. So I'm going there looking for the finish, whether that's knockout, TKO, submission, whatever opportunity presents itself to finish fight early. I'm going for it.
Razak, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you would like to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
Yeah, definitely. I want to thank Suppress Fightwear and everything, SuppressFightwear.com, Chiropractic Health and Wellness, Milwaukee, and definitely thanks for all the fans that followed me throughout my career. Your support definitely means the world to me and everything. Growing up, I never thought I'd be in a position where people would be, complimenting me, saying that they're my autograph. So it's very humbling, and I'm honored by it and everything. And for those that have faith in me and want to see me back, I'll make you guys proud, I promise.
Razak, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it. Good luck at AFC 14 on November 23rd against Victor Valmanaki.